adrenaline running through my veins, I'm a skeleton. When you say my name in the high, never goes away. Like jumping out an airplane, swimming with the sharks. That existential feeling, staring at the stars. There's a hurricane in my head, the lightning in my heart makes it worth it. Yeah, I still get nervous when you walk through the door and you look in my eyes. Yeah, it feels like the very first time I could fall for you forever. Cause I still get nervous when your lips hit my lips and the fireworks fly and it sparks through the air like the vault to the light. I could fall for you forever. Cause I still get nervous every time we touch. It's like paradise fell down from above. High, even too much ain't enough. Flying in the fast lane, no headlights in the dark. That existential feeling, you wonder what you are. A hurricane in my head, the butterflies in my heart. Yeah, I still get nervous when you walk through the door and you look in my eyes. Yeah, it feels like the very first time I can fall for you forever. Cause I still get nervous when your lips hit my lips and the fireworks fly and it sparks through the air like the 4th of July. I can fall for you forever, I'm certain. Cause I still get nervous, so you walk in so perfect and my heart short circuits. No, I don't deserve this. When you walk through the door and you look in my eyes, yeah, it feels like the very first time I could fall for you forever, I'm certain. Cause I still get nervous when your lips hit my lips and the fireworks fly and it sparks through the air like the 4th of July. I could fall for you forever, I'm certain. Cause I still get nervous. Still get nervous.
Thank you so much, Twist and Measure. That was awesome. I am delighted to introduce to you our speaker for this morning, Rachel Curtis, who is a member of the class of 2024. Rachel spends a lot of her time both here in the Truett Center and over at the Kernodle Center as well. She is a senior international and global studies major, as well as a college fellow from Charlotte, North Carolina. She is an executive director for Elon Volunteers and is a multi-faith intern serving here at the Truett Center this year. I've had the esteemed pleasure to get to know Rachel a good bit over the last couple of years, and I think that you would be hard-pressed to find someone on this campus who asks better or harder questions and is equally as kind as she is smart and passionate. So please help me to welcome to the podium Rachel Curtis.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Julie, for that lovely introduction. And Twist and Measure, y'all rock. You did amazing. Okay, so when I heard about the theme for Newman Lumen this year, I was so excited for the opportunity to speak because I believe that meaningful relationships are one of Elon's strongest assets, and I wish I could project that into the sky for all the incoming freshmen, like a Batman message, because I really think that the way that people throughout my time here have shown up for me and who care about me, my education, my well-being so deeply is so unique and one of my favorite things about Elon. It's going to be one of the things I miss the most and make it the hardest to leave. Meaningful relationships over the last 4 years have been my tether to reality, the wind in my wings, and the roots in the ground over the past 4 years. And today I'm not going to talk about one meaningful relationship because I could literally not pick, but I'm going to talk about a lot of them who have shaped my time here and who have encouraged me in my last 4 years and even beyond that. So I began at Elon in August 2020, which we all know what was happening then, and it was probably one of the weirdest times to start college. But luckily, I was part of the PACE program, and I secured an on-campus job before I even started and came to campus. And that job turned out to be in the Kernodle Center, and it was one of the only in-person things that was fully in person that I got to do all year. And so I was there a lot, and I met Nicole and Kyle and Bob right away. And each have mentored me in a different way and encouraged everything I've done. I'm so grateful for the agency they've given me in all of my interests, from working with the Service ELR to planning Service Week and talking about new ways to engage refugee communities in Burlington. And Nicole, as many of us know, became my and so many of my coworkers' office mom. She has one of the kindest hearts I've ever met, and I probably can't look at her right now, and has really made the couches in the Kernodle Center feel like home, even in the middle of a pandemic. She's seen me laugh and cry and taken me out for countless teas, and her kindness and intentionality never go unnoticed. She's generous and caring, oh gosh, in the face of difficulty, and is one of the strongest women I know, and she always has taught me how to show up for people and give grace to yourself and for others. And then the next year, Sarah Beth joined the staff and brought with her great style and kindness and laughter that always fill the office, and I'm always so impressed with her ability to recall information about our community partners at the drop of a hat, and I just hope to be so connected to my community the way that she is with hers one day. And then last year, Abby and Andrew joined, and they've both become such lights in my life. I know that when they ask me how I'm doing, they really mean it. They live their lives with intention, humor, and honesty, and they encourage me to be my best, and they inspire me to always look for new ways to grow. On my worst days, I tell myself that if I can just make it to the Kernodle Center, I'll be surrounded with warmth and light and honest kindness. This office has become a haven and a second home for me and so many of my friends and coworkers. I feel so unbelievably blessed to be surrounded by 6 staff members who I can call my mentors and who are always willing to provide me with a hug, an encouraging word, or to help me figure out what the heck to do with my life and what comes next, and I appreciate it always. And from the Kernodle Center, I've gained some of my most important values that drive each of my decisions and have greatly impacted the trajectory of my time at Elon. So we always talk about working with and not for the community. They've talked about working for true social justice instead of just one-off volunteering, and seeing all humans as worthy of equity, equality, and justice, and how to work with people to empower them. And because of my mentors here, I've taken a page from each of their books and grown a love for learning about people, but also how service is a mindset and not just an action. I'm so proud to know each of these staff members who live their lives so intentionally and with such joy that they are living out what they preach every day, and who have always accepted me exactly as I am. Alongside my work in the Kernodle Center and my classes in global studies, they made me very passionate about migration rights. And that's a whole separate speech that would probably take an hour. But I began working with Dr. Marshall on a 2-year research project on refugee resettlement in the Burlington area. Dr. Marshall's passion for migration has seeped into me, and I have absolutely loved working under his guidance. I've been able to put my Kernodle skills into practice in such an applicable way that I'm so passionate about. And then I said yes to the opportunity to work in Peru for a summer, learning Spanish and teaching math and English. My most meaningful connections there were with the children I played with every day, yelling at me in Spanish and giggling as I stared blankly back in confusion. But also with my roommate, Riona. She taught me about the way that she sees the world, which is so beautiful and different from my own. And she taught me about gentleness and kindness and acceptance when the world is harsh, but also about how in England they say crisps instead of chips, and theories I've never heard of about reincarnation. And I was so scared to go to Peru. It was such a leap of faith, but all of my mentors at Elon have encouraged me, and encouraged me while I was there, and I sent them pictures, and they were so excited for me to come back, and so I always appreciated so much how they really encouraged me to do that. And then finally, every single one of my relationships have accumulated in the decision to study abroad in Morocco last spring. I remember feeling overwhelming encouragement and faith in me. I remember Nicole's support about reentry from Peru and my departure to Morocco, which all happened very fast. I remember calling Riona for some reason, nervous as if I had never moved to another country for 3 months, but somehow this seemed different. It was like across an ocean and not just like a few hours south. In my head, it worked. But she told me stories about her mom's favorite memories from Morocco and encouraged me that I would make my own. I remember Andrew's confidence in me and his stories about his own family in South Korea to assuage my fears about my own host family experience. And I remember Dr. Marshall's encouragement about all that I would learn, see, and do while I was there. Without the support of these relationships, I don't think I would have willed myself to walk my feet onto that plane, and that's a little dramatic, but I was very excited to go. But it was also so difficult to get past the what-ifs that were in my head. And so I would have missed out on listening to the last call to prayer with my host dad during Ramadan so we could finally break the fast and eat iftar. I would have missed out making couscous with businesswomen, riding a camel, and kind of like flailing around on its back, but that's okay. Watching the sunset on the pier in Rabat and talking about the rat problem in New York City with my host mom in French. I don't know how we got to that topic, but we did. And I would have never volunteered with sub-Saharan migrants nor heard their important stories being told that I believe everyone should have the chance to hear. So many doors have opened for me because I've said yes and because my mentors have stood behind me while I did so. I think the moral of my story is that when people care about you, tell you you can do something, believe them. Thank you to every person who has shaped my Elon experience. It's because of you all that I have peace in knowing that whatever comes next for me, you all will be cheering me on. And that makes this place so special to me. And if I'm even a quarter as kind, authentic, and intentional as each of you, I'll be so proud. Thank you all.
Forever. No, I'll never burn.